Hello YouTube, this is Jack, and today we're going to be drawing a stormtrooper. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just going around the outsides and doing the left apparator. And then did the headband and shaded it in. And then I moved on to the eyes, as you can see now, and the nose piece, top of the nose. And then put some depth to the eyes and shaded in the rest of it. But then on the other eye I decided that it was too small, so I just shaded all of it in and then came back later to do the other stuff. Put the contour, put the depth in, that's what I meant. And then came down to the bottom and did the discs of the ventilator, that breathing apparatus, and then did the left. That is the left, yeah. The left breathing apparatus. Had to draw this upside down, so I'm sorry if it's a little bit bent because I couldn't really see what I was drawing. I then did the extendable piece for the front of the mouth, and then finished off around the edge. And then came to the cheekbones, and I shaded one in, but left a little bit of white. And that one was lightly shaded. And then did just under the cheek and gave it like a water damage effect. And then I did like the same for the other one. I also connected them up, so it gave the goggles kind of effect. And then came to the main part of the breathing apparatus, the vents, and I shaded them all in, left a little bit of white for reflection. Just adding a little bit of shading there. That's some wall damage being put in onto the right side of the bottom part of the mouth. Finishing off the breathing apparatus. I wasn't really happy with what I kept doing, so I had to change it a couple of times. In the end I came with a swerve that fitted it nicely, giving more depth to the edge. Then came to the top of his helmet and started shading. The top, like higher up, was the darker bit, and then it came down to be nice. That's the headpiece, the earpiece, or whatever you want to call it. I'm just doing there, shaded it in, give it war damage. Came on to the other side, did that one as well, but only a little button. And then came down to the bottom, tried to give it depth. That was a bit tricky. Ended up doing it lots of times. To the top of the breathing apparatus, shaded it in, gave it war damage. Came to the bottom, did that shady thingy to it, and then give it like little black ball type things either side. That was just going back to the earpiece, and then we're back to the head where we're putting war damage to the head. So we're just like putting little squiggles, because you can't really just splatter pencil, can you? Top of the head pieces, like the black pieces on top of the helmet. Adding more, sharpening my pencil again, because it got kind of blunt from doing all that shading. And then shaded that bit a little bit more. I wasn't really happy with it, so I came back to it later, but we're not there yet. So adding more depth to the eyes that I needed to come back to. Adding some war damage to the lower part of it. Hand getting in the way a little bit though. So yeah, and that's what it looked like halfway through. I had to take a break because I had to go play rugby. So that's why there was a little flicker there. Doing more war damage to the top of the helmet. Come back, that's a white spot, a reflected piece. Try and give it more depth. I had a little bit of war damage inside of it, so I did that. I came to the bottom left hand corner, gave that a little bit, and then continued to shade the middle, trying to give it that 3D effect. Back onto the breathing apparatus. This was actually a really dark piece compared to the other side. The other side was kind of light, kind of gappy, kind of shiny, and the other side was dark, matte colour. And there I am putting some more wall damage on the helmet. It actually took forever because there's so many bits, but I ended up doing it good. Add more wall damage to the cheek kind of bit, just below the eye. A little bit more wall damage to the helmet. Yeah, a little bit more. Back to the earpiece, gave that a little bit more of a 3D look by adding a little bit, and adding more wall damage and shading it. And then came over to do some light wall damage and a little black bit of wall damage. More wall damage, as you can see, because this was going to be a really beaten stormtrooper, so I needed as much wall damage and shading as I could. So that's another bit of reflection, I'm pretty sure. Had a little bit of a tint to it, so I gave that a bit of a shade. Then came in and penciled the left hand side of the face, like the main part of the face. And came to the left eye and started adding some raw damage to below it, and the right eye just touching it up, giving it that quality. And then use my rubber to give some really good like reflection effects. And now it's looking pretty good. I've got my Hello Kitty rubber there, my limited edition. That's my white pencil. I was just showing the camera that it's a white pencil, and I just sharpen it, and what that does, it brings all the lines and merges them together, so it doesn't look like it's done with a pencil. It looks like it's just done like on a computer or something. And then that's some like matter particles just like forming, because I really wanted to focus on that head, so I came up with like 4 different corners to focus on it. Some people in the background doing some weird stuff, and then I just came and did some like lightning kind of things. It's more like raining matter particles. Yeah, and then coming back to the top and redoing those reflective bits. So they were supposed to kind of do that with the helmet. Then coming back to that weird shape that I don't know why I drew it, but I thought it made it look better. So that's the final piece. Like this video, subscribe, peace out. Leave a comment in the description of what I should draw next.